Good evening, folks, and a hearty welcome to our drive-in theater.
Keelan Cole with his third touchdown.
Defender Josh Norman to his backside.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Pulp Fantasy. I'm one of your hosts, Scott Rainier. You can find me mostly on Twitter at MunderDifflin, FF.
And I am Trash Sandwiches, and you can find me on Twitter at Trash Sandwiches.
This is a YouTube series brought to you by In Between Media, a company both Trash and I work for and write for. A lot of other good people do a lot of good work at that company. The best way you can support this YouTube series, good way to support our company, is go to our YouTube page and like and subscribe, and then go check out the website. Lots of different articles and columns about life and pretty much any fantasy sport you can think of.
And we like to talk about fantasy sports, and we also like to talk about pop culture and what's going on in TV and movies, making some connections. One thing that we've been doing these last few weeks is asking how our teams are going, checking in with each other. So Scott, how are your teams doing?
Well, we're entering week 11. I'm going to be specific about my Scott Fishbowl teams. 2 straight weeks I have lost close matchups because I left somebody in my lineup that was not playing that day.
No, that's not the answer because why? No, you stupid jerk. Why not? Dumb, George Michael.
Whoa. Calm down, you two. It's just a math problem.
Well, yeah, but if I fail math, there goes my chance at a good job and a happy life full of hard work, like you always say.
So, other than that, I'm having a pretty good season. What about you, Trash?
Going great.
You mock my pain.
Life is pain, Highness. Anyone who says differently is selling something.
So, for this episode of Pulp Fantasy, the two of us are going to do some comparisons. Now, this is something that I did quite a bit early on in this series, comparing NFL to movies and TV shows that I really like. So this is going to be an all comps episode.
We're going to talk about some recent performances or plays or players and what's been happening this season, and show you some TV and movie clips that kind of reminded us of those performances, players, what have you. So with that in mind, Scott, take us away.
All right. So I hope a lot of you got the chance to watch the Vikings-Bills game this past weekend. It was just an insane game. So we're going to cover it a little bit. First one, I was watching closely. I don't know if anybody else noticed, but 2 different times, Kirk Cousins was taking the snap from the center and the right guard stepped on his foot. He almost fumbled once and just fell straight on his back another time.
7:23 and first and goal. Osborne in motion. Cousins is tripped. Second time today that one of his linemen has tripped him up.
So, kind of obscure, but what this reminded me of is this video I saw on Facebook a while back in a subway with a gentleman not super happy about getting his toes stepped on.
Step on his feet. You stepped on mine. I apologize. I apologize. Step on his feet. There ain't no apology. Let him feel what the NFL gonna fit feel like. Step on my horns again. You'll be some trouble. Woo!
I want to talk about another play that we had from that game. It was that absolutely wild catch that Justin Jefferson made on the 4th down to get him back in the game and help them with kind of a massive comeback.
As we welcome you to Orchard Park with 2 minutes left in a 4-point game. Kirk Cousins back to throw on 4th and 18. He's given time. He wants Jefferson. Climbs the ladder. Oh my goodness! Justin Jefferson pulled it in. The catch of his life.
And naturally, this insane catch for a comeback scene could make me think of only one insane catch for a comeback scene of a movie that we all know and love.
4 Cobras and 1 Joe. Even a rabid mongoose wouldn't have a chance now. Oh, nice dodge. they're just toying with the young man now.
He's got to avoid getting hit here, Cotton. That's the key.
Let's go, let's go!
Oh, what a great catch! And another! Peter LaFleur comes back into the game. Just like that, a three-player swing. Joe's isn't done yet.
Sticking with the same game, Bills Vikings. Many saying the game of the year, and I can't disagree with that. Bills had a chance to put the game away, up by 4 late in the game on their own 1-inch line, and Josh Allen wasn't able to take the snap from the center, fumbled it into the end zone. Touchdown Vikings.
Zero breathing room. He tries to sneak it. The ball is loose. Impossible. Do the Vikings have it? Scramble for the ball. It is a touchdown on their last breath.
And this is a scene from one of my favorite TV shows ever, Modern Family, that truly reminded me of that blown game-winning play by Josh Allen.
I don't believe it! Daddy wins! Do you believe in miracles? USA! US! Oh no!
Oh, wait. What was that? Was that a person?
Now the Vikings pulled off the win and had some really big celebration. And while they were celebrating, Kirk Cousins was living by some really wise advice of how to live life to the fullest.
All right, that's probably enough from that game. Trash. Was an amazing game, but question for you. Do you have a lot of Justin Fields shares this year?
I have a couple. I wish I had more.
I am right there with you. I have a couple. I'm glad I held on. Glad I kept the faith. A few quick stats on Justin Fields and how dominant he's been. Over the last 5 games, he's over 100 yards rushing, a touchdown per game. Last 2 games, 325 yards rushing, 3 rushing touchdowns. You know, basically from week 6 on, he has taken over the NFL and the fantasy community by storm. A very obvious comparison for me with his ascension in the NFL is one of my favorite movies. It's from The Matrix.
He is the one.
And on the flip side of that, another quarterback known kind of for being a rushing quarterback, Marcus Mariota. If you didn't see it, I'll show you the clip. He made one of the most ridiculous attempts at a throw I've ever seen. Pirouetting onto his back, throwing the ball straight up into the air after he had already landed on his back.
These decisions, Levu blitzed, trips him up there, and the body is down, obviously.
Yep.
And then he just throws it without really having any idea where it might go. He's just decides to put the ball in the air.
And this one brought back memories of one of my favorite TV shows as a child when I was a kid, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Specifically, Carlton, if you remember from that show, was the nerdy cousin, not very athletic, but he did have one athletic moment where he really shined.
For our last player comp of the episode, the player that I want to talk about is Kadarius Toney, and specifically his first NFL touchdown. So we'll show that in case you haven't seen it. I want to get your thoughts on something.
The top, they're coming in motion, and on first and goal, it's over to Toney, and he tiptoes and tight ropes for a touchdown, his first NFL touchdown.
All right, Scott, he's hopping into the end zone. What is your thoughts?
I don't know. I mean, to me, I see a receiver that got a ton of separation and had plenty of time to bunny hop into the end zone on one foot.
I mean, it looks kind of cool, I guess. A little silly, but, it's all good. I have a different theory that I want to show you.
Every creeping scumbag that works the street for a living will know the name of
Kadarius Toney. I never count on Kadarius Toney to play.
He has been over here on the Giants sideline in a lot of pain.
Our friend Kadarius Toney, who played 7 snaps, week 1, who was lining up against practice squad wide receiver, lining up with practice squad wide receivers, I should say. Now all of a sudden has a hamstring injury. That's right, Kadarius Toney's injured once again, limited in practice with the hamstring.
Kadarius Toney was sitting on the bench by himself away from the team.
The man that came up with more excuses not to get out there on the football field than any player I'd ever seen before in my life. That man was full of baloney the whole damn time. I told you, and I knew it, I knew it, I knew it.
After that, my guess is you'll never hear from him again. The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist. And like that, he's gone.
Well, and there you have it. Another episode of Pulp Fantasy as we get closer to the end of the 2022 season. All comp episode, just like the old days. I think I could probably speak for Trash when I say that this episode was really fun to make. Wouldn't you say?
Absolutely.
Great. So you can find me, hopefully for a while longer on Twitter at MunderDifflinFF.
You can find me at Trash Sandwiches. This is a production of In Between Media. You can find us on YouTube and online, and please do be so kind as to like and subscribe.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic. And thanks to everybody who watches this show. Like we said, it's a lot of fun to make. So I hope you can take some time, not take everything so seriously and be goofy with us. So as always, don't forget, laugh at stuff.